Welcome back to Marketing Monday, where we review the statistics of Pasco and Hillsborough County. And what we are looking at specifically is active inventory versus sold inventory, and then the average price per house sold. So really what I'm wanting to look at is when COVID was showing its face in the beginning of March, I wanted to see what it was doing to the real estate market. This is unknown territory. No, we have not gone through COVID before. So I really want to take a look comparing my two favorite markets, Hillsborough County and Pasco County, and really comparing week over week with the inventory and the price of the value of each home versus Hillsborough County. You can kind of see I'm on the left side, we have week over week, and on the right side, we have month over month. So when we're comparing January to September, we already see that the inventory has decreased from the beginning of the year of 2020, which is expected, right? Not many people are wanting to move, or some people do want to move because they want a quarantine friendly house with a pool. Those are always very popular today. But when you're looking at houses sold, they have actually increased month over month from the beginning of January to now, September. And the average price per house has sold as well, higher. And that is both for Hillsborough and for Pasco County, which is highlighted in blue right here. And that kind of makes sense, right? Because when there's low inventory, there's higher demand. And when there's higher demand, you can charge more. And the value of the house has increased since the beginning of January 2020, which is excellent news for anybody that is looking to sell their house. You're not going to be, some people were really concerned, oh my gosh, COVID, we're not going to get as much value for the house. That's not true. And the statistics don't lie. You are actually getting more dollar for your house today than you were January or even at the beginning of COVID in March. You do see some interesting things that I kind of highlighted here is in June, there was a huge spike in the value of the house per sold, or I keep messing that up. The value of each house sold has increased substantially just from May. 30K to me is a big deal. And the reason is it seems like inventory went down where the price of the houses have increased because the demand was so low. So you see a spike in houses sold at 2,751. That did not do the same thing for Pasco County. It only increased about 10K or so, where in August you saw a bigger spike right here. It's highlighted in yellow. The active houses are pretty steady. However, you are seeing a decline as we get closer to the holidays, which makes sense. A lot of people don't want to show their house, or they want to have actual holidays without listing their house and the headaches that go along with that. But you can see that houses are still selling for a great value when you are comparing September over January. Now jumping back over to week over week, I'm just going to scroll down to be more in today's times. This right here, this column is Hillsborough County. We're just going to focus on that right now. So you are seeing a slight decrease in inventory week over week. There was a spike this past week, last week, compared to the previous week. But it does make sense that it is starting to decline due to the holidays. However, the price per house sold has increased. So it is still a great time to sell your house, especially before the holidays come, because there is such low inventory. So if you are looking to sell, I would highly recommend, let's get it together. Let's see what we can do to make sure we maximize what your house is going to sell for. Little small things like neutral colors and paint, mulch for the landscaping, those things go such a long way at sprucing up your house and making it more appealing. Jumping over to Pasco County, which is this column right here, you are also seeing a slight decrease starting August through September of inventory. But now toward October, you are seeing a small spike increase of inventory. However, homes sold is also decreasing. I found two important weeks that kind of stuck out to me. Back in August, pretty much the third week of August, you saw a huge spike week over week just from the home's value that were sold. It went from 255 all the way jumping up to 275. That's, to me, is a great spike. And then as well as September 14th through September 20th, you saw an additional spike that kind of evened out. You see that week over week, it went from 275 down to 257, kind of held its place, and then spiked back up to 270. Comparing it to last week, we are dipping down just a little bit at 267K, and the inventory is steady. It's dipping and then it's increasing just ever so slightly. So right now, again, is the perfect time to sell right before the holidays. Your values are increasing, especially when you're looking at Hillsborough and Pasco, comparing it to last week compared to the beginning of March, or I guess the end of March. You're seeing that the beginning of March in Hillsborough was 300K. Now it has jumped up to average home sold price of 329K. And then for Pasco County, it went from 234K in the beginning of the year, and then now is at 267K. So that's a good jump. 30K to me is a great way of just saying how the market has increased and is actually doing very well considering the COVID times. So if you have any questions specifically about the market, feel free to ask me. I do focus on Tampa Bay. I just prefer Hillsborough and Pasco because those are my favorite counties that I know a lot about. So I feel like I can actually serve to the highest value and bring the highest value to my clients looking for those areas. However, I do service Hernando, and I have agents on my team throughout the Tampa Bay, even in Sarasota. And we are a part of an international brokerage. So if you're looking anywhere in the United States or even outside of the United States, we have someone within our brokerage that is an amazing asset to you and into your home search or selling your house. So feel free to reach out yourtampabay@gmail.com, or you can just check me out on Facebook as well. I hope this was valuable and I hope you learned something. I will see you next Monday.